Welcome everybody, how are you? Bienvenidos a todos, ¿cómo están? Okay, friends, so yesterday we finished the armor of our right arm. We already have completed all the armor here. Today we're going to start working on improving the model of the mace, and then we're going to see if we can start working with the helmet. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, let's start working first on these pieces. This one, I think that yes, I already added all the modifiers here. I don't know why I added the modifiers. I don't like to add modifiers until the end of the process, but it seems that I already, and I don't have any. This is weird. I don't have any modifiers here, so, and I think that I don't have a backup. Let me see if I have a backup of the mace. No, of the mace. I don't have a backup for the mace. I need to check previous files if I want to have. Okay, just a moment. Wait a moment. I'll be back in a moment. Just a minute. I'm back. Okay, let's continue. Let me check references for the mace. Okay, here for example, let me see. I don't remember the references that I used for this, so I'm going to work with what I have here. Let me see if I can remember what I was doing. I take something from here, but I really don't remember. From here, from different images. Okay, let's work with what we have, because I don't remember the references. So here I'm going to create something like this. we already have this. Let me see. I don't, yes, I have look, I can work with this local transformation. That's good. I think that all the, yes, great, all the pieces has local transformation. Okay, for these pieces that I already finished, I'm going to not apply all transforms, but I'm going to clear and keep transformation. Clear parent and keep transformation. I'm going to select all these spikes. The same transformation, apply all transformations at the end. Okay, this part I think, yes. Clear transform, clear parent. Okay, I have here, let me see, I have 2 pieces here. Let me move this to backup. Where is my backup? Okay, now let's work on this part. I'm going to create something like this. Let me see. I have to close that, okay? I'm going to close that. First, I'm going to close this. I was thinking on 3D modeling, but this is a sculpting, so I have to close all the shapes. Okay, don't worry. No problem. Sorry. This part, it is different from this one. Let me see. Let me do something a little bit different for this part. I am going to extrude to make it a little bit bigger, like that, and then I am going to close this part. Just like that, and then I'm going to close this. No, it is too much. I don't like the design. What do you think about that? I think that no, it is not. This one is not good. Here it seems to be good, but then here not. No, I don't like that. Let me just create something like this. It is not going to be the same, but that's all what we have for now. Okay, let me see something. Okay, great. The problem is that I didn't deactivate proportional editing. Something like that. And then I'm going to close it. Make it a little bit smaller. And then I can go inside like that, and then I can close this. Just great. Let me do something special, a little bit special here. I'm going to let me see if with sorry, I have to select this again. And then I am going to just move this to the inside, like that, but not too much. that. Let me see if... Okay, that's not good. I have to move this a little bit to the inside because it is not going to... It is looking good, but now this is... Look at this. Okay, for this part, I have to separate this or use the... I'm going to use a specific value. I don't have mirror modifier. I already applied all the modifiers. I don't know why. But maybe I can use modifiers. Let me do that. Mirror, and this is going to be like the... Let me delete this and see if that is working. Where is my... I think that it is... Where is the other... It is supposed to be here. What is the other... Let me see. What is the other piece? It is here, I think. Yes, it is there. Let me see. The problem is that I don't know where it goes. Okay, with Y, but I want these other two parts. I don't have the other. Okay, if X is here, Y is here. I don't understand. Let me do this again. Okay, I am going to separate this. Let me delete the modifier just to see if it is at the same position. Why? Okay, yes, it is at the same position, so I can delete that. Great. But now I want this part. Why? No, this has an expression. This is the middle part. The X should be here, but I don't know why it doesn't appear. Hello Terran, welcome, thank you. No, I don't know where is the other, where are the other pieces. No, I don't know. I don't know what is happening with this. The same thing here. No, that's weird. I don't understand. Okay, I am just going to try to do this with what I have. Let me see. Also, maybe I should just let me see if I can go back. Yes, I am just going to check the value that I am using, because these pieces I am not going to touch. I am not going to touch this anymore. So I think that I can just move it in the last Huh? Okay, great. So let me move this inside, and the value that I'm going to use is 0.0015. I really don't know why I apply the modifiers. I don't remember. But you should not, for me, it is better not to apply modifiers until you are really sure that this is the last version of the object that you are working on. Because then later you want to make maybe some, I don't know, you want to change something, but you can't do it because you already apply all the modifiers, and that's not good. Okay, I close this. It is looking good. It is looking good. I wish this is, maybe I should create the same. Let me try to do something. Let me try to do something. Before I do this, let's save. Let me see something. Okay. No. Where that? It is because I have the. Let me see if I can change the. I'm going to select this. I'm going to move the cursor there, and then I'm going to let me go back and then set origin and 3D cursor. Okay, great. I didn't change the local transformations. I just moved my pivot point to the center, so I can use mirror modifier, and I can have, like, look, this beautiful symmetrical piece here. Let me here I cannot. No. I wanted to do something. I wanted to move this a little bit down, but I think that is not going to be possible, because then I have to move this, and the local transformations are different. Let me try to just move this a little bit up. No, but I already create this. No, I don't want to. But okay, I can do this. I can this whole piece, move it a little bit up. No, I already have that. I want to move this a little bit down. What should I do? I don't want to have this little. I want to have a little space in between this part. I have two options. The first one, maybe let me try add a specific value. The first option. I'm going to move this back there. Minus 0.025, and then let me select all of this, and instead of moving that on C, I am going to use Y. And the value was this one. Okay, now I have what I wanted. What else can I do here to make this a little special weapon, a special design? Just for you to have in mind, if we are modeling this for 3D modeling, I mean for animation, for games, it is like a little bit easier in the way that I can add a lot of special details. For example, let me say that I want to add this, something like this, these special details inside these small spaces. If I am doing that for 3D modeling, I just use alphas, and then on textures, on the materials, I can create those beautiful details here with no problem. The thing is that I am really careful with the model, because look, we already have 23 millions of triangles, and if we continue, the only way to do this here for 3D sculpting, for 3D sculpting, remember, for 3D modeling is different. For 3D sculpting, the only way is to start adding more topology, and I think that may affect our model. So let's do this. I'm going to work right now on the main material, on the main details. Okay, if at the end, just like we do here, we did here, if at the end, because look at this, for the armor, for example, it is looking really great, that's what I want, but I think that maybe I should, I don't know, add some details that she was fighting, for example, some cuts, some damage to the armature, to the armor, on all the pieces. I want something like that to give more realism to the model and make it a better design. But right now I cannot do it because I have to work on the other details, and I don't know if my computer is going to handle all of that information. So for now, let's only work on the main details, on the main parts, because I have to create the wings and also the helmet and also the base. So after we create all of that, we still can, maybe the only thing that I cannot do here with you is to paint the model, because I think that is going to be something really just with this model, it is going to be for the computer not good. So maybe I have to off camera to paint the model, maybe, I don't know, but at least we're going to have the full model, the full creation here. Remember that I like to sculpt. This is for 3D sculpting, all the details. I also, if there is like a cloth and there is only that cloth, you're creating that only with painting the details. I like to create that for sculpt, like a little bump out from the main mesh, from the main mesh, so you can, when you print the model, you can paint, you can see all the details. Even if you don't paint the model, you can see all the details. That's what I like to do. But you have to. It is not something that you should. You are like, you need to do. You have to do that. No. It is something that I like to do. It is okay if you don't like to do those things. And for example, here, I said that I want to add extra details, extra small details, at least here. But maybe it is something that you can do with painting. So there's no need for me to sculpt that. But as I already told you, I like to show those details. So maybe you can use those as a guide for you to paint. And if you don't want to paint, the model is going to still have all these beautiful details here that you can see. Maybe you can just leave it with one color, but you are going to have all the details. So, okay, with that, I think that we can continue working on the main details, and at the end, we're going to see if we can add those extra details, but it's going to be a lot of polygons. So let's see if we can. I cannot see where can I delete something because I am using all of this. But don't worry about that right now. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's continue with what we want. Okay, so this is the piece that I already finished. Let me see the references. And as you can see, I don't want it to be like square like this. I want to be smooth on the sides. And remember, if this is for 3D modeling, I just apply the what is the name of this? The edges, mark sharp, and just add the smooth, shade smooth like this. But this is not for 3D modeling, this is for 3D printing. So now that I have this, I'm going to, I can copy the modifiers. Let me see if the modifiers for this. No, but I am going to delete this. Let me copy, and then I will add the other modifiers, just because I already have something there. So then I'll change that if I don't need those modifiers. Okay, mirror here in C. Okay, so nothing happened. We already have what we want. But here, of course, that once I do this, I need to change the bevel weight on the borders. Where is the... and look, let me see. Now we have our piece completed. Maybe I want the 00. I can see that 002 is too much. Let me see if I can increase a little bit this value because it is too much. Let me try with 0.05. Yes, I don't want it to be like that. Okay, not like that also. Let's something in between. Okay, now I like it. Now it is looking really great. So now we have that. We can continue with another part. And for this, I don't remember the original design for these parts, but I can see that these are okay. I have to close this because it is not good. This is not going to work for 3D printing. Okay, this is the main design. I can understand that. Hello, welcome. I am now thinking how to finish this special design. Okay, I understand that maybe the main purpose of these pieces were to be like an extra detail for this part. This is what I am this is what I can see, if I am not wrong. So maybe later I can just delete this and leave only these parts, and then I can move this to the inside. This is the main, yes, this is the main part of the weapon. Look here, it is, yes, I think that was the purpose of this part. I mean. Okay, so with that in mind, I think that we can only take care about this one, and then we are going to delete this part. Let me just hide this and then start working on that part. Okay, so first I am going to start closing I think that the F value is not going to work here because yes, yes, it worked. So let's close this with F. F is an add-on. You can get that on extensions, or just go to Blender. I have a video about how can you get add-ons in Blender if you want to check that. So okay, something like that. And the previous design, the previous, I mean, okay, I'm thinking in another thing that I did not pay attention to. Let me just save here. Again, with alphas, if this is for modeling, we can easily create this with no problem, but in here I see a problem, a little problem. But to be really sure if we are making this in the right way, I think that first we can copy the modifiers, and here I am going to, of course, delete the mirror modifier, because the mirror modifier I am not going to use. And let me start working here on the borders. Okay, border with 1, border with 1, 2, I'm going to use the same values. So here I'm going to close. I think that here it doesn't matter if I use the same values, because let me see something. No, I think that it is not going to work. If I select from different parts, it is going to be no this is not what I want. Let's go one by one. Okay, I think 0.5. I'm going to use 0.5 for everything here. Of course, I'm going to delete the weight level here, 0. And I think that instead of closing this, I can just connect with the other parts. I think that it is going to be easier. Okay, but by doing that, let me see. Let's see, faces. Yes, I need to have that. The problem with this design that I create here is these parts. I don't want that. Let me go back. I'm going to move this to backup. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this and that to backup. I'm going to, no, there's no need for any collection. Mace, race, backup, okay. Okay, I have this here. Let me try to work with these parts, with what I have here right now. Okay, here again, I'm going to close that. 0.5. But the closing was the problem. The thing that I wanted to do was to, let me see with one side if this is going to work. If that is not the case, I'm going to delete all of this and just create this again with another method. It is not the with another method. I don't know what was I thinking when I tried to create this. Okay, I have another idea. Now I know why I added the other parts. Just that's the thing about. I know what to do. I just have to take care about these parts. Faces, yes. And I'm going to bring back the piece that I hide. Remember, this one. And this one is going to have all of those special details, and these parts I cannot see. How can I take care of this without changing a lot what I have here right now? Because look, it is also, yes, it is not at the same level. It is yes, I understand now. Okay, I know what to do. I found a way. First, I'm going to take care of this one. I'm going to select this, copy the modifiers, of course, and then I'm going to take care of this one first. I'm going to select this, all the borders, the edges. Sorry about that. And wait, one, and then I am going to close one by one all of these parts. .5, just like that. I'm going to delete this one and close. And let me look the final result for this part, so you are going to have something beautiful like this. This is maybe like the good thing about sculpting, that you can work each piece separately. It is, how can I say this? It is easier for design, but you have to be really careful with using a lot of triangles because now you can, you have the freedom to do what you want here with creating a lot of pieces, but you have to be really careful of the topology. I mean, if you have a great computer and just a small model, okay, go for it. But in this case, I already told you that I have to be really careful with what I have. So let's continue to finish this part, and then we take care of this one. I know it is going to be a little bit difficult, but no, not difficult. But just let's do it. I think also that maybe I don't need to. I just close this one because I have to close it. Remember, if I am working with 3D modeling, there's no need to close. If I use less topology, it is better for 3D modeling. Remember, here I'm going to 0.6. Okay, let's use 0.6. And then I'm going to join this one with this one, that I'm going to this is going to use less topology, I think. Let me use just bridge, and there we have, look, this beautiful shape. So the same with the other one. 0.6. What are your PC specs? I have I don't remember, but I have a GeForce RTX 4070. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. What else? The Intel 13. Yes. How do you say 13? Like the generation number 13? I don't remember the number. The PC is really good, but you don't want to go to the limit. I mean, you have to be really careful. Don't try to do some things because you can do it, but maybe there are not the better ways to do it. And when you work with how can I say this, with equipment that yes those are very good. This is why I can stream, because with my previous MacBook from 2018 it is impossible to do this. With that MacBook, I think that the MacBook is not working anymore because I forced that MacBook to do some kind of 3D when I was starting, and the computer died because it was too much work, and it was nothing even close to what I am doing today. Today it is, this computer is too much for that. But what I am trying to say is that when you start with that kind of equipment, it is better because you can see, maybe you cannot follow what other artists do, but you can use your creativity to find new solutions that are maybe not the ones that you wanted, but are different and are going to work. That's the most important thing. So you try to force yourself to find new ways, and you learned a lot with that. Of course, that there is going to be one moment that you are not going to, if you want to continue maybe trying to work with this kind of characters, this kind of processes, you need a better equipment, but at least you already learn a lot, you already work a lot of things. When I started with ZBrush in 2018, I have a laptop from 2013, yes, and that laptop I really work a lot with that. At the final moments of that laptop, I use ZBrush, I install Maya, I install a lot of software that I was trying to learn, because at that moment I wanted to learn. I didn't knew anything about 3D. I was just starting, and with that laptop I created my first sculpt. That was a really beautiful and very detailed sculpt. With that thing I spent like 20 minutes by clock, 20 minutes just to turn off that PC. It was really slow, that PC at that moment, at the final time of that PC. When I tried to I was using like maybe 30 minutes just in Illustrator. Let's say that I was using Illustrator. The computer will start to go worse, and I have to stop working for a moment. Also, I have no battery, and I have to use the laptop with the connected into the wall with electricity. I have no battery for that laptop. So with that I start 3D, and I learned a lot. Then I go to the MacBook, but as I already told you, it was not enough for I wanted. And then with all my savings, I bought all the pieces, and last year I finally built my new PC, the PC that I am using. Okay, let me do the same with this, the main body of the here of the weapon. I'm going to select this, and I am going to just copy the modifiers. Let me see. Yes, it is looking really good. Now let me just close it. Remember, for 3D sculpting, also maybe for 3D sculpting, there's no need to fill the no, I think that you have to do it, to fill the gaps, just in case, because I already tried. I don't know, but my previous MacBook were it was really great, but I think that with all the work here, it was not enough the power for that computer, and I was starting to. Also, I have battery problems, but I think that there were a lot of problems that at the final years of that MacBook, it was a nightmare to continue working, and it was it was not. It was something that I cannot continue to do. But it was really good. But as I already told you, even in its best years, this what I am doing here was impossible to do on that MacBook. I cannot even record on Blender. When I open Blender and I just started to record something, let's say that I want to create a tutorial for Blender, it was impossible. The computer was really slow. But for example, with Meta AR, with Spark AR, the one that I used to create AR filters, I can create some videos. That's why I started on my YouTube channel with tutorials about AR, because that's the only thing that I can do at that moment. That I could do at that moment. That's why I have nothing about Blender on those years, because with the MacBook was impossible to record something. I just press record and I had nothing on the screen, and it started to go really slow. So it was not good. I can work. The first sculptures I created that on Blender on the MacBook. But as I already told you, for record, no. And also the polygon, the figures that I used to create on that at that time, I think that they were not more than 10 million of polygons, and that's good for the standard. You have to keep in mind that when you are creating something for 3D printing, it is good to keep between 4 and 7 million of topology, the amount of faces of your shape. And with that I mean, for example, this is impossible. 23 million is impossible. I have to make that less than 10. It is better if it is 7 is okay. 4, 5, those numbers. But that's why you have to cut your model, to keep the detail of each part, and also to make the possible for the 3D printer to handle that information and do the job. I remember tried when I was learning like lighting, rendering, and on Blender. I worked on like interior design, and I can only handle one object with the materials. The other were impossible to do, and there were only 14 million of polygons. Yes, for modeling this, you definitely you don't have to do this for modeling, because you need to have less topology. So for example, here, this part, I can keep this open. I just delete all of this part and all of these parts, and also delete the subdivision and just use shade smooth, and you are good. That's the. It is not better or worse. I mean, for 3D modeling, yes, but you have to keep in mind 3D modeling is different from 3D sculpture. For 3D sculpting, I am using right now techniques of 3D modeling for this 3D sculpting process, because it is easier for me. Remember yesterday that you told me why you don't use mask and just extract the model. You can do that. I remember now. You can do that. But for me, it is better to do in the 3D modeling way. But of course, that I know this is for 3D sculpting, I am using modifiers, and then I have to merge. At the end, I'm going to merge all of these, so the topology is going to reduce, but I am going to have the details and all of that things. So there are two different processes. Okay, now let's fix this one here, that I have an idea of how to do it, and let's see if that is going to work. To keep, I mean, the design that I want. Let's see. So my first idea was try to do the same that I already did. First, I'm going to close this. Let's use 0.6. Okay, and then okay, no, don't worry. 0.06. Let's see if that worked on the first one. I can use bridge, but I want to press F. Also, this little weird window that you are watching here right now, that you are looking at, it is not part of the add-on, just in case. I used this F button, that is an add-on called F1, I think, I don't remember. Just that add-on that when you press F, you're going to close the faces, the edges. This weird screen that you are watching here is from another add-on that I really just downloaded to test it, but I really never test it completely, and I just leave it like that. But this is supposed to do a lot of functions that you already do here separately in Blender, but I never maybe use some time to learn it completely, or maybe not learn it, because there are the same it has the same actions that you already know for Blender, but maybe it is like a summary, or maybe an easier way to do that. But I never completely use my time to learn to use it. That's the right way. It was an add-on that I just, when you watch some video on YouTube and say, look at that tool, let's try it. And I wanted to do that, but at the end it is like, no, maybe it was not something for me. But on the videos it looks like a great tool. Just for me it was not the case. That's maybe why I didn't. But maybe at the end I'm going to use some time and I'm going to learn how to use it. Okay, this is what I didn't want. What else do I need to do? This. I think that I need to, yes, I need to add this here. Let me save. I already did a lot of things I need to save. I don't remember how I created this. I think that maybe I was just trying different things to try to create a unique design, but I really don't remember what methods I used to create this part. And look, let me see. Yes, it is like I wanted. So let's try to complete the other paces. Let me see here with only this one. Just maybe it is not something that let's see at the end. Maybe I need to modify something. Instead of doing this, it is better to do this in this way. Yes. Okay, this is faster. Let me go one by one so I don't miss anything. We're going to see when we're going to start with low poly characters, I think, with 3D modeling, so we can see, we cannot make this a long, very long streamings, and we can create different characters. Look here, I miss. We're going to see some animation there and materials and all of that. Okay, let's see. And look at that beautiful piece. Just that's what I wanted. Look at that. I think that I'm going to leave it like this weird curve that I don't want it, but now I think that it is looking really, really great. What do you think? For me, it is looking good. I wish I can use a modifier to just duplicate this and yes, it is looking good. For me, I like it. I really like it. I wish there is something that I can do just to duplicate that and on the other parts. but to keep the duplicates. So if I change something, then there is going to change in the other parts. But I think that there is nothing like that. I think that there is nothing. I think that maybe I can use mirror, but only mirror here and on one of these, and then I have to duplicate that. So maybe, okay, I can do this, I can do this in here. Let's try just to duplicate this one. Okay, there. Okay. The thing is that if I try to move this with a snap, no, but array is going to give me not exact. Array is good, but in this case, which are the values that I have to use to keep exactly in this position? With array, I have to play and come closer to something that I want, but, or maybe you are right, but let me think. Maybe I can do this. I can erase all of these parts and then just leave it this one, and then use array to duplicate these versions here. Just maybe that is a good idea. So then I have this and then this one. Let's try it. Let's try to do that. First, I'm going to do this. I have to move this. First, I'm going to separate this part. Okay, I'm going to what the hell? This. I want this. Okay. I'm going to select all of this and I'm going to separate this part. Okay, music stopped, so I'll go for some water. Okay, when I get back, we're going to continue. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. Okay, you say that I have to use an array. Okay, let's try with array. What is the exact value here? 7. Yes, it seems to be 7, so we can use that. Now I am going to duplicate this array. And this one is going to, where is the, going to hook 2, or let me check, 1, 1.1, 1.1. 1.1 seems to be the value, so then I just took. Yes, I know how to use array. Thank you for your help. Yes, I was going to do something. I was going to duplicate this mirror here and then erase all of that and just use one array with this one and this one. Pook. Had the new part there. But your method seems to be working, so I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, thank you, Archon, for your help. And with that, if I want to change something here, let's say, I don't know, I want to add an edge or something like that, these whole pieces are going to have the same modification that I just did in the first one. Okay, that's why it is better to use modifiers. That's why now you understand why I like to use modeling even here in 3D sculpting for this kind of pieces, because in this character and Hulk on Hulk, I think that we use a lot of modeling for the solid for the hard surface pieces. Again, you can use and sculpt everything. It is going to maybe be good, but then if you want to change that, what you're going to do? It's going to be really difficult to change that. Okay, let me try to do the same here with array. So if I modify something here, because these pieces are similar. If these are different, then okay, leave it like that. But for now, these are the same pieces. So let me do this here too. I'm going to select that. I'm going to leave those parts, those pieces here. Let me just add an array. I'm going to use that in here and erase this one, and 1 is not the value, is 1.1 maybe, just 1.1. So now we can, I think that I'm going to delete this because, or no, let's move it to backup just in case. Okay, there's no need to move it to backup because I already. No, let's move it to backup. Also the same for this one. Where is the, let's move this to backup. Okay, Now I'm just going to duplicate this. Okay, now if I want to change something in here, I'm going to have the same design in all of this part. And that method was thanks to Hawkgirl. So everyone, thank Hawkgirl for this help. Okay, what else we can do here? We need to do this. Then I was thinking yesterday after the streaming, how can I the thing as I already told you, at the end, let's do something a little bit different. Okay, what do you say if we check maybe little we do like a little, we react to another video from another artist to see how they print models. What do you say? So I can, like I already told you, for 3D printing it is very important for you not only to have the sculpt here, and maybe I am doing a big mistake and a waste of my time trying to create a printed version for this character, specifically for this character, for this maybe for small characters. Okay, it is good to create a printed version because it is one just piece, but for this that you have to divide the model, and I do the work of split the model in different pieces after the streaming series and to upload that to my store, it is something not good because, as I already told you, the 3D printed process is going to change a lot depending on the person that is going to print, the printed that you have. What do you want the model for? Do you want it for your desk, or do you want to create a giant statue? What's your goal? I mean, what's the goal? So you have to keep in mind all of those things. Also, if you want to paint it, I don't know, there are a lot of things that you need to think about for 3D printing. And maybe, okay, I'm creating this, you can buy the model and then you do the work of split the character, but not because I don't know how to do it or I don't want, okay, I don't want to do it because I'm going to print it, but the main thing is because I don't know why do you want the model for. And as I already told you, it is going to change a lot. With one character you can create a lot of versions of 3D printing. You can create, maybe you want to create a little miniature and you're going to join everything and just use decimate and have this, and you're going to lose a lot of detail, but you want that and you want to have a small figure in your desk. Okay, that's good, that's okay. But I think that at least you have to divide one time because it's impossible to, I think that it is not good. No, I don't know. I never tried to do that. I think that you have to divide because you're going to lose a lot of detail. Or maybe you want to create a bigger statue and you are going to cut here, you're going to cut here, you're going to cut here. Okay, that's up to you. But I am thinking that right now. So maybe I think that that's also a reason that I decided to stop like creating this kind of characters, because I don't know the person that is going to print it, and maybe also for the series. And this, I take a lot of time creating something like this, and people is like they are not buying these kind of characters because I think that they want to buy something like this if they see the final result. For easier characters to print, for all the other characters that I have, I think that people want something like that because they know that they can print that with that version. But for this, I think that that's something that they have to think about it. So maybe one day when I have a 3D printer, I know how I am going to print it, and then I'm going to divide it and split the model for what I want, and then I'm going to print it and show the printed version with my split for my divisions, with my divisions, and that's what I'm going to upload. So if you want to maybe to print that, then you can do it, but you at least have, I don't know, proof, maybe, no, I don't know how to say it, but and also with that, I think that the artist that buy the model, I think that he or she is going to create their own version. That's the thing. But okay, with all of that in mind, I was thinking on something that maybe I can have this model and split the model here in this part, and leave this with this part of the arm, or maybe just the hand, just with the hand. But no, I have this. No, just I can use the hand. And why I'm saying all of this? Because remember that yesterday I didn't know how to do this. Now I am going to put it here, just like she usually holds the weapon. Here not, because she is using the hand, the main hand, let's call it like that, maybe in this arm. But for example here, I think no, this is cosplay. Let me try to find another one. Okay, here she should be using that in her wrist, this part. Let me try to find another one, or maybe I can leave it like that. But no, I think that it is better if I put it on the wrist. Let me see. I saw one. This one, like this. I think that this is looking better. So maybe we can create something like that here. What do you say? Let's try to do that. Okay, let's finish with this part so we can go there. Here, what can I create here? Something special? I don't know. Maybe, no, I don't know what to create here. What can I create here? Something a little bit special, I don't know. Okay, I can do this. I can play with this part. I can use this, but instead of sorry, leave it like that, and this part I'm going to leave it like that, and this I'm going to extrude it like this. Sorry. And it's something like that. And then I can close this. What do you think about this one? Sorry, let's do that again. This part, I think, let me just close this. I like this design. I can just copy the modifiers. And then what? I was saying, what is this? And I forgot that I have a right there. And we delete that. Something like that. Maybe here in the middle too. Let's see how this looks. What do you say? We leave it like that, or we just erase this one and leave only this part, and we can make this more to the inside. Let's try to do that. To see, to have just a beautiful curve there. Like this. Something like that. Look, this is better. This is better. Ooh, look at that. Okay, let's go to the final part of the weapon. I have two pieces here, I don't remember why. I think that here I was just trying to create different shapes to see, okay, this works, this don't work. I don't remember why I apply the modifiers. I really don't know why I apply all the modifiers. Now if I want to change this, I cannot do that. Let me just close this part. Look, I apply even the subdivision surface. I don't know why. I don't usually do that until I finish everything, or maybe I don't know. I really don't remember. I have to check the previous streamings and try to find why I did that. Maybe it was maybe it was when I used bones to change the pose of the character. Maybe at that, or maybe I said, no, I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I don't usually, or maybe that was something that I used to do, but now not. I really don't remember. Okay, we already closed that. Let me see the other side. Yes, that's what I wanted. I think that whatever I do here, I need to cover this part. I need to cover this part. So I need to create something like some kind of border like this one, or the simple one here to cover this part. I'm going to use this. I'm going to move that a little bit down, then do this, then do something like this. No, that was too much, like that. And here I'm going to close that. 0.5. I'm going to leave it like that because I didn't know why I don't join those parts. Just leave it like that. Click fill, okay. Let me close this part. I'm not going to add something special there. Let's add our weight here. I think that I'm going to leave this one. Let's see how this is going to look. Let's do that, and let me just copy the modifier. No, this modifier is not. I don't want to have a right again. I want to have something like this. Copy modifiers, and I think that I'm going to add this one. Just like that. Yes. I'm going to keep that. For this one, what I have in mind for this part here. I am thinking on the design that I want for this part. Bevel this part, but I was thinking on something like this. I like this part. Look, I like this special part here, and I want something like this on these borders. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. If not, I just want to close this and I'm going to leave it like that, but I want something special. That's why I am thinking also on these parts. This looks very simple for me, so maybe this one. Maybe I should play with more lines. I don't know. Here I want to add something extra too. Here I can do a lot of things. But again, I already told you that maybe we should wait until the end to see something like this. Look. Something like this. But maybe we should wait until the end to see, okay, I already finished everything. Then in the extra process, in the extra detail, when I am going to add extra details, I'm going to check the whole character again. Maybe I'm going to start adding those like extra details. But I am thinking. What can I do right now? I also thinking on leaving these lines here, the flat. Maybe I am also thinking on that. I just need a little bit of time to think about this. Okay, I know what is going to help me to decide what I want. Let's do this part right now. Also, I don't know why I convert this into mesh if I didn't finish. I don't know what I was thinking at that time. This is not something that I usually do. It is weird. Maybe I changed from 2 weeks to now a lot on my workflow. Maybe I know what's the thing. At the beginning, I was not thinking on doing like a lot of a character with some details like this one, but not with too much detail. Yes, I think that was the problem. That was the situation, not the problem. So I said, okay, I am going to keep it like that. Just add the modifiers because I know that's something that I'm going to do. But now that we are working, creating more shapes, adding more details, like this one, I can see the possibilities, to the opportunities to create a more detailed character. Now when I return to the pieces that I left, I wish I don't add. Here I don't add nothing, but this is just blocking, so we are good. Okay, that's what was happening at that time. Yes, I know that right now. Okay, so something that is going to help me to decide, okay, this is what I want, is maybe if we create this part. And for that, do you think that maybe we should have something? I don't like this. Look at this. For me, no, it is not something that I would like for my character. But for example, this one, I like this, so I can like continue with the idea of my design of my, here that you have the straps here that are attached to these special like pieces that like hold the armor, these kind of things. So maybe I want something like that in here. But if we think on the design, maybe these square pieces are not going to look good in here. What do you think? Maybe we should create something like this in a circular shape, in a spherical shape, and with that we can say that if she moves, this is going to rotate with her movement, and this part is going to, how do you say, this is going to, just like these parts are going to change depending on the deformation. I mean, if she moves the hand until let's say here, this is going to follow until a limit, of course. But if she returns, this is going to return to the original position, that is something like this, that is not too much long, something like that is what I am trying to say. Let me try to find the word that I want. I know the word, but no. Let me try to find it very quickly. To stretch is the word. I want this to stretch following the hand, the wrist, just like these parts. This is going to stretch until it follows like the shape of the arm in this case. The same with the legs. So that's what I want for this part. But it needs to came from something. So I want to create this to. Yes, I was thinking on that. So let's go with that, with a round piece, and then we create a special design there. Not something simple like this, something like this. Not a spike, of course, because we don't want her to make hurt when she's holding the weapon. Okay, so let's think here, and let me see the number of. 32. No, I don't know why I use a lot of vertices. Let me try to duplicate that. And I am going to move it there, and yes, I know. That was not good. Let me just use this one. Okay, I am going to, for this one, let me go here and then cursor there, and then I'm going to set everything to the cursor, so it is easier to manipulate this part. Now I am going to move it out and just rotating Y 90 degrees. And then, I need to move it to the middle of this part, of course. To the middle of this part. Cursor to selected. And here, selection to cursor, and then I just move it out like that. Do you think about that this is a good size for that? Okay, let's see first. At least we have the base. Okay, so right now, let me save, and I am going to, let me move to the world origin. I am going to add a curve. I already no, let's create a new curve. I was thinking if let me use this curve. Let me use these values: 0.005, 0.20. This was a lot. 0.025. And then edit mode. In edit mode, I think that we can use smooth curves. There's no need to do that on object and keep the local transformations. It is easier for me, but if you want, you can try. Okay, let me do something like this. Cursor to let me finish this part and then we decide. Okay. Cursor to selected. For this one, is there a way to move this to solution? Yes. So I am sure that that's what I want. And let me create the copy of this part, or maybe just mirror. Because I want these two. But this part, I want this part. Let me just create a mirror for this to place this in the right position. Okay. Okay, I have this at the middle. Let me try to create a mirror. I don't know, for this. Okay, great. Hello, I'm Boomer. Now can you hear me? Is the music too high? Let me lower a little bit the music. Like that? Okay, I'm going to. Okay, great. Thank you. I'm going to apply this. I'm going to apply this. I'm going to separate. No, not separate. I'm just going to. Okay, I'm just going to cursor to selected. Okay, great. And then I'm going to delete this part. Or just leave it like that for reference. Later we're going to delete that. And let me this part now. I'm going to move this to. Okay, now we have our this part on the right position. And let's start working on move it in the right place. Oh, that is too much. Just like that. Here we don't have to follow the local transformations, just play with these values. Okay, I can see that here maybe we need to, I don't know, we need to add more points, I think. And also maybe we have to make this a little bit smaller. What do you think? Yes, this is too much. Let me try to change this to 15. Yes, 15. I think that is a good value there. I think that we need to add more subdivisions. Okay, let's try to imagine that this is what I have. I know that I am not going to change. I need to move this a little bit out. Okay. Yes, but I need to be really careful because I don't want to have this. I want to show that it is like already on the. Let me check. Let me try to find different values. For example, here, okay, this is good, but this one is not good because it looks. No, I need to add another one here. No. What the hell, man? Okay, now it makes sense for this part. And I'm going to just rotate, to tilt this like this. Let's start to do okay like that. Here I don't need to add. This one is looking good. Here I need to change like this. Maybe I need to add another extra of this one here. Oh, this is from the other side. Like that. And this one, of course, it needs to rotate to the other side. The other curves are maybe you have more the other curve. I mean the other. This was path. The other one I don't remember. The other one is different to use. It maybe has more possibilities to manipulate, but they are a little bit complicated in comparison with this one to use. I like the result with this, so that's why I'm using this. It is not anything else special. Just for me, this is easier to use. That's all. Okay, no, just something like that. Okay, let me try to. No, I need to move that a little bit more like that, and then I can like this. Need to be really careful in this critical stage of the process. Ooh, look at that. Now I have a problem with this part. I don't like this. I don't like this part. I don't like this part. This one, I think that, let me check here. It is almost good, but not what I want. I think that I need more points because I want to work with these parts here, but I think that I need to change more. Just in this part, right? This needs to be closer to the hand, like this. And I want also to. This one is a bit very difficult because I don't want to make it completely closer, or at least to. That is going to be difficult to print. That's why I don't want it to come closer, or I need to move it completely closer to that part. Then I have these spaces. That's the thing. Let me try to move that like that. Let me try. Okay, like that maybe. Something like that. Then I need to tilt maybe this one a little bit here. No, this one is not looking good. I need to move it a little bit up. Let me see here. No, it is not. Or maybe we can leave it. Yes. Okay, I have a better idea. I can make it to follow the shape, but not that it is completely straight. Yes, we can do it like that. Yes, that is a better option. So with that, we can just move this down. Move this a little bit down too. Yes, it is going to be easier to do this part. This one, like that, and I can move it closer to the hand, not too much. Oh, I need to move it closer. Like that. In this part I can move closer, but not like that. With this one the problem is that I cannot. Let me see if I can. No, I cannot do that. I want to, instead of adding with the other curve, you have the possibility to play with that. Here there's no way to do that. I'm just going to add another curve. Okay, now that we know that this is going to be the main, so now I can move that back, down, move that down. This one too. Okay, now it is looking great. Now let's move this closer to the hand and like this. Be really careful, be really careful. Here I wish I can have, is there a way to not increase? No. No, it depends. There is no value, but you can like by your eyes calculate that. I think that there is a value, but you can say, for example, if I'm going to create this a whole piece, a whole small miniature, okay, this is going to join. There is nothing that you can do when you're going to start merging everything. This is going to join, even with this distance. This is going to join, all of that. But if you use a lot of faces, so you split your model and you use a lower value for merging pieces to keep the detail, then this is not going to join. So I can see, maybe calculate by looking at the model. Here this is not going to join. Here, for example, this is going to join. Here it is possible that this is going to join, at least in this part. You're going to see that when you will start merging in the sculpt mode. When you're going to start remesh. When you do remesh, you can see if this is going to join or not going to join. It doesn't depend. I always say 3D printed, but because when you are remeshing by joining the pieces, you are creating that for 3D printed. There's no other reason why you are going to remesh something to keep it like, no, you're going to lose some detail on the final on your design or nothing. You are doing remesh and joining pieces because you are preparing it for 3D print. Or maybe you are going to, I don't know, create a special sculpt with this part. You want to create the effect that this is one piece, something like that. Okay, then you are going to remesh. For example, here, this is going to remesh. This is going to join, but it is going to be a little bit of lines that you can imagine. Okay, there were some special divisions here. That's why I want to keep this part of the weapon separated, so I can, or even I can divide the model. As I already told you, it depends on what you are going to print. At the end of the streaming, we're going to see a video. Okay, we almost finished. Okay, let me just. We already are 2 hours here. I didn't finish this part, but at least we will finish. We're going to see a video so I can explain all of the things. You can see all the things that I am talking to you. Let me try to this part I don't like. With the other curve, there is, you can just increase the size, and this is going to like spread. With this one, you have no way to do that, but this one is easier to manipulate, because with the other one, when you use that S, if you tilt here, if you tilt in some part, that the whole curve is going to tilt with that point. That's why I don't like the other curve. But you can use it. As I already told you, you have different ways to do things. Let me try to add another point here. Oh, that changed a lot. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let me go back and let me save. I don't like that. I don't like how that looks. Let me try first to... Okay, this one. No, I think that... a little bit. Here is perfect. Here is the thing. I don't. Oh, look. Okay. This part I don't like how it is looking. So I have to change this part if I want to make it more realistic there. Let me see if I can add another one. The thing is that we already saw that result. Look, it was a good. No, I don't. I think that no, there's no. Well, I don't remember. Sorry. No, there is no way to go to a sculpt mode with this. I mean, if I apply the curve, then it convert it into a mesh. Not apply. Yeah, convert it into a mesh. Then we can change that. But let's see the what we have. Okay, here we have this. Maybe we can move it a little bit down. This part is the only way. When we convert this into a mesh, also this one we can change that. These are details that we are going to fix at the end. Okay. Let me move this one like that. This part is the one that I don't want. I don't like. I think that there is no. I can. Okay, I can do this. Okay, like that. Yes, I can do something like that. This the only way to fix this part is maybe with mesh, and then we can change that easily. Look at this. Okay, now let's check. Look, for me it is looking beautiful. Let me hide this horrible piece. Look at that. What do you think? Do you believe that she's holding the weapon? It adds like more realism. What do you say? Maybe here I need to this part I need to make it to move it a little bit down. Yes, I like it. Yes, I think that too. So maybe we can leave it like that for now. If we want to change it, we're going to do that later. Okay, I think that this part, what do you say, we finish this one? Let's see if we can finish this one right now, because I want to show you that video. I want to show you that video so you can understand. I can show you with an example what I was talking about. Okay, here I think that I'm going to use I'm going to increase the value for this one. First, let me select this one, and I'm going to delete because we're not going to need that. And here I am going to, in edit mode. In edit mode, it is better to increase the value. In edit, remember that in edit mode, if you change something in edit mode in your global transformation, that is not going to affect. So let's say if you have your transformation point here and you move it in edit mode here, when you return to object mode, your object is going to be here and your pivot point is going to be here. So you have to be really careful with that. Okay. I need to move this a little bit out. With that, I wanted to add a special border here, but with this, I think that is not going to be possible. I'm just only going to create something like this. I wanted to create some border, but with this part, I think that it is not going to look good. So we're going to leave it just like that. Let me move it a little bit inside so we can see those details. And I'm going to move it inside and close that grid fill. Okay, what else can I do here? This is a separated piece. It's weird. I don't know what I was thinking with this one. Look, it is very simple. I cannot do nothing here. Okay, what else can we do here? To make, let me add the modifier, the mirror modifier. Okay. Now we have that there. What else can we do here? Okay, this one I'm going to leave it simple like this. Let me just maybe move this part here. I know what to do. I can, to make it a little bit special, something like that. I can move it like here. Let me check this one. I don't know. I don't know what I am doing. Let me copy the modifiers, and again let's of these parts. I like all of these parts. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, and in this part I'm going to do the same too. This is not going to work. Let me delete all of these parts. It is going to look horrible. Believe me, I know what I am saying, but let me. Okay, something like this. I'm just going to close it, so maybe, I don't know, something else I'm going to create here, and we're going to have something special there. But for now, I'm just going to do that like this. Yes, for now I'm going to keep it simple like this one. I don't know what what is this part. I just was creating things until I have something. I don't remember why I did this part. What can I create here? And also, how can I, let me try to think about this. Maybe, what can I do? Okay, I have an idea. Let me do something like this. Like that. And then to extend that, and then something like this. Maybe something like that. I don't know. What do you say about this? Let me think. I want something here. Let me think about the other pieces. And let me select this one. We can move it, this part, even like that. Maybe we can create something like that. I don't know. What can I create here? Yes, something like that. So it is going to, if I move this up, then this is going to like rotate with, depending on how I am moving this. I mean, this is going to rotate. That's why I want it to be round. Something like that. I don't know. That's what I have in mind. The thing is, with a spike, it is going to this part is going to be dangerous to add a spike, because she's going to hurt herself. I mean, someone that holds the weapon is going to get hurt. If this is dangerous, imagine have something like that in here. Do you remember? That's why you point. yes, I know. Do you remember the Blade movie? I think the second one, or the first one, Blade 2. I think the second part of the second movie, that he had a sword that when you push like a button here, when you touch something here, then a mechanism activates, and then some like knives goes out from these parts, and the person that holds the sword is going to get hurt. If he was a human, then he's going to lose the hand, and if he was a vampire, then he's going to burn because of the blade. Do you remember that? That's what I am thinking here. She's going to hurt herself, and I don't want that. Remember that in theory we need to create something here, because she's going to hold, but I don't see how she's going to hold the weapon here. Yes, he has a sword. Let me I was saying that I want to create something like this, so she can put the mace on that place, but I don't see a way that you can use that and don't hurt yourself. Maybe it should be something very straight, so you put that on, and I don't see a way that you are not going to get hurt with the weapon if you hold it in here like a sword. You need a special, that's why swords have the scabbard, the special protection, so you don't hurt yourself. Maybe at the end I'm going to add some things like this. Let me see the other. Okay, what do you say if we leave it like that for now, so we can work on something for this part and for this part? What do you say? Or we just close this and let's move until the final part? Let me at least let me work on this part. I need to close this. course that we have to close this part. And let me grid fill. Okay, so for now I'm going to close it. If later if we want to change the shape, okay, we just change it. And for now I'm going to just close it like this, and I don't know, maybe like this, and then I'm going to, oh no, not just like that, and then I'm going to extrude here, and then I'm going to close that part. Let's see if that is good for our design. Then let me select this one and then copy modifiers, and look, it is, I like it. Look, maybe we can do the same with this part. Let me hide that horrible thing. Let me delete these parts. For now we can do something like that. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to extrude here, and then I'm going to and move it also something like here, I don't know, and then I'm going to close it. Let me do. Yes, I like it. What happened with my? Because I copied the modifiers. I remember. Now let me just be really careful to, I don't want to, I'm going to add another one here just like we did in the other side. No, I already changed everything. No, this part at least. Just, I want something like that. Okay, something like that. Maybe I need to move it a little bit up, I don't know. For now, we're going to leave it like that. Okay, look. It is a really, really beautiful weapon. I like it a lot. So before we ended the streaming, I'm going to show you the video. Okay, let me save this and just wait a moment for the thumbnail. And tomorrow, no, on Monday we're going to continue with Volunteer. Tomorrow is gaming and streaming nights. Okay. And Monday we're going to continue with the helmet, okay? So if you want to go now, you can go, but I want to show you something about 3D printed, a video. We're going to watch it very quickly, okay? Okay, Terran, if you want to go, thanks for coming. Okay, we're going to continue Monday. Now I'm going to play a video about an artist that 3D prints some parts, and he creates like I want to show you, because I want to show all of you that, because now you can understand me what I was talking about the split the model and all of that work that I do, I think for nothing, because artists are not going to use that. They are going to use this that you are looking right now, the final version. But to create that for 3D printing, especially for this kind of figures, you are not going to use that. Okay, so for those who are new, thanks for coming. Please remember to subscribe, give it a like, and share this content with others. You are helping me a lot. And for those who are still here, let's play that video. Okay, let me find it. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, let me find the video. Let me close everything. Let me find the video. Yes, I already saved everything. Let me find the video. I am not going to show you I'm going to make pauses and all of that, because I don't know if YouTube allows me to show the content from other artists. I don't know if you can do that here. Let me try to find what I want. Okay, I already find it. Okay, so sorry. Let me show you here with. Okay, so you can see. Okay, I think that he's an artist. I don't know about him, but I can see that he prints 3D and he creates 3D arts by printing. Okay.
I love this place.
He's going to create like an scene from Doom, the Dark Ages.
I'm Jazza, demon enthusiast and avid Doom scroller, which is fitting because this video is sponsored by Doom: The Dark Ages. Now, when they came across the Dark Ages official material was ready, I got a chance to check out the
I really like Doom.
one of the demons from
For those
Doom.
who follow me on my gaming streaming nights, you already know that I am a Doom fan right now.
The Dark Ages. So I thought, let's
I'm
make
just
it
playing all the Doom
that,
saga,
make it to
all the
scale,
games.
Because you see, we have a little.
Okay,
Doom
he's going to
Slayer in this
create. Look, he's going to create a little version and then a giant version. And look how he's going to do that.
The Titan is.
Look, you can see the big one and the small one. So let's go back to my sculptor. I don't know how you're going to print that, so maybe I do that printed version, the final part after painting and all of that for rendering, for nothing, because artists that print things, they are going to use, they're going to also test different things. So the version that you're creating is not going to work. Maybe you can create the 3D printed version if for easier, for small projects, for example the Pokemon that I had.
So if there's any great place to start, it's with a Doomslayer.
I don't subscribe to her. I didn't subscribe to his channel. Okay, let me subscribe to his channel because I like that video.
Now
yes, that's something that you have to do. Subscribe to the channel and give a like. I already give a like.
Recruited the miniature master.
And look at the model. The artist here created like a 3D printed version, and he divides the model, I think.
Murray to help me out.
Look at that. You can see that he joins a lot. He merged a lot of pieces, and he split the model in here. But you can see that he loses a lot of detail when merging the parts. That's what you have to keep in mind when you are why you are printing the model.
This video, who has found Doomslayer STL that we can download in 3D print, is actually more of a feature model, so we shrunk it down to teeny.
Hello, welcome. Yes, you saw that. And he used the printed version of the artist, but look, he loses a lot of detail. Look at that.
It was shrunk so much.
Look, he loses a lot of detail. But why? Because he doesn't want to focus on the Doom Slayer. He want his main art, his main part of the project that he's going to create is the giant monster, the giant demon. This Doom Slayer is just part of the scene.
Much that we had to sort of resculpt a few of the.
Look what he is doing right now. He's using, I don't know the name of this in English, but those special materials to fill some gaps and to make these gaps here when you print something to cover that part before painting.
Features.
And look, with that, he's adding the extra details that he loses on the printed process.
But as a result of Murray's masterful miniature,
he added with extra. Look, he didn't even use the pieces from the original model. He created new parts with this material.
Mangling. Now we have this cool Doomslayer mini ready to paint, but I'm pinching first because I'm going to use him as a size reference to figure out how big my Titan is going to be. Just for visual clarity, I will put.
And this is the real size of that printed model. And he didn't use the other monsters that were on the base. Did you remember? So that's what I was talking about.
Put this board behind him, little dude over here. And my reference is
look
just
at
this concept piece, which just looks freaking awesome. That's that's the Doomslayer. And just eyeballing it.
Okay, he's preparing the scene.
It's 900 millimeters. He's got his miniature back, and he'll be painting that in a minute, but for the meantime, I need to spend quite a bit of time sculpting a giant demon. And not just any giant demon, an armored titan. Now, anyone who's been following my content lately knows I've been really getting a kick out of 3D sculpting in virtual reality.
He creates art with VR. I never tried that before because I don't have that. He created the monster with. He sculpted the monster in VR.
And 3D printing and painting the miniatures because it's just so satisfying to have it in person. So I thought, why not do that? But much bigger, like too big. This is such a bad idea. Do you have enough filament? No, probably not. By the time I was able to start sculpting, there was some.
Look how he's doing that part. I don't know how you are going to spend hours with that thing on your head trying to do. I think that I never tried. I don't know. I have to try that to sculpt in that way.
From the sponsor. Now, while I didn't have the details of this,
he created the monster.
Myself way too far and
created the monster, the details. Look, he's working especially on each detail because the monster is going to be a giant sculpture.
There were a few final details that I needed to produce. One was the big sword mace thing. I don't know what you call it, but it's
He's
awesome.
Sculpting
and
the
then
details
the
of
very
the sword.
demonic-looking shield that looks
And
like
the
it's
shield.
about to split open and swallow you.
I probably use 3D modeling with that, and then I merge everything for all the other details. That's something that I should maybe I usually look. He's preparing the model for printing, and here this change. I mean the settings for the printer are usually the same on all the printers, but I think that is going to change depending on the brand of your 3D printer.
Now with my model in Bamboo Lab, I can scale him up to 900 millimeters.
Okay, thank you, Alan Boomer. We just finished to watch this and then we go.
Now obviously a 3D printer can't do that all in one go.
I cannot show you that because I don't have a 3D printer. If I have a 3D printer, there I can show you all the process.
But with the slicing tools, eventually I got it down.
Maybe in the future I can start printing all the models that we created here. Look, he's dividing, he's splitting. For example, I can see that he splits the model on the 3D printed software. That's new because I do this on Blender.
20 pieces and started the print marathon.
He divides the model and he print.
To life. Now printing this thing might take a while, so let's check in and see how Murray's going with the Doom Slayer.
The first thing I do is prime the miniature, and
Ooh, look how he
a black, as he's
add all of the details for the Doom Slayer, and he did that with outside. I mean, with the 3D printed model. He didn't do this on software. He print something and then he changed a lot. He do a lot of changes from the original model.
Colors on him, so I'm going to start blocking in all the different areas.
Look, this is a lot of work. That's what I was talking about.
I don't want the browns
Look,
and the leathers to be too bright, just enough to
he
get the
add
feel
extra
of leather,
details,
as I
and
want
with
a
the
lot of
painting he
brightness
create all the
both on
effects,
armor, and
the
those
metal,
gigantic
all of
shining muscles
those
showing
things.
in between some of the armor plates.
And look at that. Look at the final result. And that is the big monster. Look how many pieces he print. He divides even arms, shoulders. Look, he made a lot of divisions, of cuts, so he can print a giant sculpture.
Okay, woo, that was 4 days of printing. I mean, I was changing things over a lot, but I have now all of the pieces to a very large, satisfying puzzle. The best part is...
that's why he divided a lot of... Look, he make a lot of cuts.
It is completely hollow where I need it to be so I can feed lights through to the eyes. Now it's just a matter of removing the supports, which hopefully...
Those are the supports. Those are when you print something, you have also to let me go back just a moment to show you something. Here, this is the place where you're going to print. When you divide something and when you prepare your model for 3D printing, you have to rotate it or place it, or I don't know, rotate your piece until you see a good fit for the supports. Those are the supports that are going to help you in the printing process. You have to remove that later. That's also something that you have to know. So for example, I don't know, in my model, maybe the weapon is like in this position, then you have to move it and put it maybe in an horizontal position, and you're going to have all the supports there. You're going to see that on the software. On the software, you see all those details.
To 900, and it fits
Okay, let's
perfectly
go back.
because Doom is quite good. Tape
And
of my
he's,
puzzle pieces completely
I don't know what
hollow
material
where I
he's
need it
using
to be so I
to
can feed lights through to the eyes.
some
Now
kind
it's
of a
just matter
special
of
glue,
removing the
I think, to join the parts. He's removing
With
all the
removed,
supports.
I have my puzzle pieces ready to glue together with 5
Okay,
minute
that's
epoxy.
special glue. Look, for those parts he didn't even use for 3D printing. You usually create these holes. You can see here. Let me see if I can see a hole there. No, I cannot see a hole. There are some holes that you create so the other part is going to fit like a puzzle. For example, here you usually create like a special key. Okay, I'm going to send the video to Discord, okay?
Remove, I have
Okay, in these parts you usually create holes so the other piece can fit like a puzzle, here like a Lego, and that is more better. It is better for the pieces, but he's using a special glue. Okay, look, he didn't even use these holes that you usually create in the printed process.
have my puzzle pieces ready to glue together with 5 minute epoxy. Holding the various individual glues together with gaffer tape.
And he's
And as I
using
have less and less
those
and
like
larger and larger
tapes, I
pieces,
don't know,
eventually the entire structure
join.
reveals itself.
Look at that. He didn't use holes, I understand why he didn't use holes, because the sculptor is so big that he made divisions on the arms and where you're going to place the holes.
So
Look at that. Look at that. It doesn't look any closer from the original design. Did you remember the original design? And with this, you are going to have to do an extra work to make it look the way you want.
This is
Look at that. He used tapes. I don't know, a lot of things to join. This is not looking good. I mean, the sculpture is incredible, but this result is not looking good. So you have to cover all of these little like imperfections and then start
the
painting.
Titan, fully built, my Titan miniature to miniature scale.
Look at
It's not
that
very
huge
little,
model.
it's quite big, but it has me very excited.
Also, I don't know how many hours he said that he spent a lot of time printing this, because this is a lot of hours for each piece.
About how this project's going to
He
turn
used a
out.
plastic
Almost
plastic
as excited
printer.
You should be about Doom: The Dark Ages. This project is insane and I'm so excited, and it fits perfectly because Doom: The Dark Ages looks absolutely insane as well. Doom: The Dark Ages, I tell you, there's an added Doom.
Sponsor of the game.
Now every miniature needs a base. So
What
I
is
used a
that?
laser cutter to cut the biggest miniature base that we possibly can, which
Ah,
is
that
60
I don't
centimeters
remember
in
the name of
diameter,
that.
which barely contains.
He's creating the base for the that is what is the name of that machine that you cut designs on that? He just created a circle for the base.
Now we're just going to approach my Titan like painting any other.
The tapes were only for until the glue works. Until the glue is the tapes were just temporary for until you can join the pieces with the glue.
The miniature. And the first thing you do after you construct your
Okay.
miniature is a bit of cleanup. In this
I
case,
never tried to print something like that, or my figures never were meant to. Maybe the Hulk that we created, I never saw as very like this big sculptor. I never knew that you can use the tapes, but it makes sense. I used just the keys that I already told you. The holes with like a Lego, works like Lego to join pieces.
there's a few seams here and there for where all the 3D printers
And then he's adding. Do you remember that I already told you that you have to cover the gaps between pieces? Okay, that's something that you have to do
So with all the tape removed and a
when
little bit of
you
milliput in
are
between those
preparing your
seams,
model
then it's just a
for
matter
painting.
of whacking on the
Look
base
at that.
coat and a nice zenithal in a grey and a touch of
He
white
used
on
one
top.
base color. In this case, there's dark. Look at that, looking incredible. You cannot see the divisions, the gaps. It is like a whole.
All right, I have
Sculpted.
given my Mini a base, a clean-up, a base coat. He's about ready for painting, but I hadn't glued on the head because I
For the head, he didn't like join the head because he's going to add special lights for the eyes.
some red lights in there. Got these teeny tiny little modular red dot lights. I think will
Yes.
be perfect to sort of
Look,
see
he's going to
glittering
add
through
for the
horrific
eyes.
mask. And because I've pre-planned for this, I can easily just run that conduit down the body and pull the USB plug out of his foot.
Okay, he leaves a special hole on the sculptor so he can control the lights.
All right, I got my cable, power brick, and my eyes.
So you can see all the things that you can do with 3D
The coolest
printing.
thing is, I've intentionally had his head looking down.
There is a
because
lot of
we're
things that
gonna
you
have
can
our
do. That's why I already told you.
slider
I don't know
right
what the artist,
down here.
because this is a different job. He of course that he's called, but there are other artists that they just get the 3D model and then start to create start to printed pieces and create the final sculpture.
I'm going to get Murray's help again to do a bit of mini
Just like he
painting
buy the
while I
Doom
move
Slayer.
on to a bit of terrain.
He
Now,
bought
Doom the Dark Ages,
the
I
Doom
believe,
Slayer.
takes place in the world of Argent Denur.
Okay, then he's going to prepare the scene. He's going to paint, I think.
Yeah, the Titan together.
Ah, he's going to create in the scene for the final project. He print all of those parts. He's preparing the scene.
To make it where we see news. So low over there. So I have sandwiched these between the surface and the backing.
There are
and then on the
some
surface,
tricks
I can
that
make
he's using for the scene. I don't know about that.
Flames of the hellish landscape poking up. The underlighting with like a red cellophane between them to make
another
it
topic.
Side, which is carved with an undercarved. But in all the previous
he prepares the scene.
So I'm going to have a bridge that will balance out the height
trying to
of this
create
whole
the scene from the game.
Can use pretty thick foam by using
he has
my
a lot of
hot wire
machines
table
there.
and
How
tracing
many
around this, I get some
thousands
really
of dollars
clean-looking supports that I could use to create the foundation.
he used on that place?
I cut out a bunch of these different little border-shaped things that wrap around it just to give it a little bit more of an architecture-y feel, as well as greebles to go along the top. To put together it all back here.
Okay, that's nothing but 3D printing. He's painting, adding more. Okay, he's going to paint the sculpture.
To a light grey, which is going to be awesome for painting the skin.
Paint.
However, for the dark, grimy armor, it's less helpful. So I'm going to start by blocking that out back to a really. Now, the trick of scattering and the texture of this model.
Okay, look at that. Look at the final result.
Oh my god, the Titan looks incredible. Now we just need to do justice to the place he'll be standing in to give our final showcase as much impact as possible. Paint and pigment hulks.
And then he's... Look at that.
Oh my god, how cool is this? This is up there with one of the team, especially Murray for helping me out with possible please. And demons. I think we'll leave you with.
Look at that. The final result. Let me see if we look at the Doom Slayer. Look at that. Okay, that's the final part. So that's what I was trying to say to you. You have to do a lot of things here, when you to think a lot on what do you want for your final project. I don't know how I'm going to add this to the streaming. I think that I'm going to get a copyright strike for. I don't know. I have to find a way to maybe to give some credit to this artist. Because we watched, but I wanted to show you. I wanted to make sure that you can see the process, because I talk a lot and but I need to find a way, because how can I give some credit to the artist? Or maybe I can erase this part of the streaming. What do you say? I don't know how to. I never did this. Okay, maybe in the description of the video I can say, I can put that we saw the video of this artist. I can try that. So maybe if we have some problems, I'm going to download the streaming and then upload it again with this part with this part removed. Maybe I'm going to do that. Let's hope that nothing happens, okay? But I already subscribed to the channel, and you can visit Yasa, this channel of this artist. But the thing is that you can understand now the process. Maybe if you don't know, I wanted to show you because I don't have a 3D printer, so I cannot show you. I always explain to you, like, maybe I don't have to do that. I have to do this. I have to be really careful with when creating some parts. But it's because of this. It's because of this. I am trying to think on, like, if I have a 3D printer, But even with that, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe an artist is going to create a huge sculpture like this one, and she's going to make a lot of cuts. She's going to split my model in a lot of pieces. But maybe there is another artist that is going to have a little miniature of Hawkgirl, and he's going to lose a lot of detail of my character, but because he want that, maybe he want a collection of miniatures from the Justice League. I don't know. So maybe that process that I am creating, I'm going to still doing that, because I think that if you create something for 3D printing, you at least have to do an STL file. That now, if the artist, that's why when I upload something to my store, I always put a message like you have the original file, so you can make any modifications that you want on CG Trader. And also, I check in CG Trader you can use the models with no problems. I think that the problems are with TurboSquid. TurboSquid have a lot of restrictions of copyright, and I don't know, a lot of things. Let me go out from this channel. Okay, so that's the thing. That's the thing with with 3D printing, with 3D sculpting, and you can see this is a lot of different process. With 3D modeling is another world. So that's all for today, friends. We're going to continue on Monday, okay? On Monday with render streamings, and tomorrow night we continue with Doom from 2016 on our gaming streaming nights, okay? I really like Doom. I am thinking on creating a game or a tribute game with hero, maybe in a streaming, something like Doom. I don't know. I want that, but I know that it is going to. I'm going to spend a lot of hours creating that. Let's try to create something that we can do here on the streaming. Okay. So that's all for today, friends. Please remember, for those who are new, to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, share this content with others, and leave a comment below. Maybe if we don't have any problem with make this kind of reaction to other artists' channel, we can do maybe sometime react to another video, so I can show you how they do this, or maybe some things, maybe time lapses. We can watch some time lapses, and I can describe how would I create that, or maybe I can explain some things that you are watching on the time lapse that maybe you can use. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if I can do this here on YouTube. On Twitch, I think that you can do that, but I think that I cannot. I don't stream on Twitch. Maybe I should for subscriptions. Yes, I want to start earning some money with this kind of work. But okay, let's be patient. Okay, every process has its steps, and we are just starting. I have great plans for this channel, and great content for all of you. So we just have to continue working, okay? And remember, you can follow me on social media accounts, X, Instagram, and TikTok, where I am uploading my portfolio and things about 3D and games. Also, if you can visit my online stores, TurboSquid for 3D modeling, Cost 3D for 3D sculpting, and CG Trader, where you have everything. If you want me to collaborate with your project as a freelancer, you can contact me on CG Trader, or maybe you have my email there. And just that's all. We'll continue on Monday with streaming, and tomorrow night with gaming streamings. Remember, come and join me and see how many times I die playing that game, because I'm playing in Nightmare mode, and it is very difficult for me, but I enjoy to play the game. Okay, we're playing Doom from 2016. Okay, friends, so that's all for today. Thanks for coming, and see you in the next one. Remember to subscribe. That's free. Okay, yes.